Drop dead gorgeous, pretty little son. Lady never looked so fine. What they talking about, eyes don't lie. I gotta get you by my side.
Greetings, my people. In this video, I'm going to address women needing a man and this manosphere woman-hating agenda that basically tells them that once they hit 30, they're damaged goods.
35, you've lost all the things that men value.
All men value trust and respect. Good men value virtuous women. Proverbs 31:10-31. Who can find a wife of noble character? She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will not lack anything good. She rewards him with good, not evil, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with willing hands. Good men value helpful women.
That's the problem, because men value femininity, fertility, and they value youth.
If your woman feels safe and cared for, she'll have no issue showing you a softer side. Fertility was never promised to all women, and not having children or getting married doesn't make any woman less of a woman. Isaiah 56:3-5. And let no eunuch complain, I am only a dry tree. For this is what the Lord says, to the eunuchs who keep my Sabbaths, who choose what pleases me and hold fast to my covenant, to them I will give within my temple and its walls a memorial and a name better than sons and daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that will endure forever. Young fades. Youthfulness is dependent on the person. The real question is, are we looking for youthful women or young women? Because there is a difference. I feel grown men should seek women with the same life experience and awareness. Leave them young girls to the young men.
Right? So the way you're thinking is like a woman.
And the way you're thinking is pandering and worldly, but let us continue, shall we?
Some of our sisters in the community are realizing that they really can't do things by themselves in the long run. Sure, they can, but it tires them out. There are certain things I believe they shouldn't even be doing at all.
First off, it's unrealistic. It gives men inflated egos to do the bare minimum and puts unnecessary pressure on black women to go out and find a man because, as he puts it, they can't do things by themselves in the long run.
But let's go ahead and roll this clip of what this sister has to say, because a lot of women are coming into that realization.
I need a man. Yeah, I said I need a man. I left my lights on for what, 3-4 hours while I was at the basketball game. This was Saturday, guys. Today is Wednesday. Guess where my car is? Still at the bus depot. This is why I need a man. Fuck all that strong black woman, I can do it all by myself. I can go get some stuff and get it handled, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I want him to do it. I want him to do it.
Black women should never have to resort to this madness after all. It's a man's duty to find his mate, right? There are plenty of black men in the community, but not enough are helpful, secure, stable-minded fellas living up to manhood. If a woman's battery dies like this lady here, there should be a man around who can assist her without looking for something in return. The fact that it's not is sad. People will say what I'm about to say is taboo, but it's the truth. She doesn't need a man. She needs God. The wrong man will leave her worst off. Many will say she's not talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. She wants a good man. Who is good? No one is good, except God alone. Mark 10:18. Some will say she just needs to follow her heart. Really? The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve. Jeremiah 17:9-10. Maybe she doesn't have a man because she's not in the space to receive the kind of man God wants to bless her with. Or maybe men are no longer upholding God's law to work, take care of, and find themselves a wife. Either way, I believe the answer is in seeking God.
BET didn't push all that strong and independent woman stuff, didn't push all that toxicity with black men and women. They didn't push that. And let's call it what it is. If you were out in the neighborhood, there was no toxicity like that. There wasn't.
I agree with that. Back then, it was a simpler time. We went on normal dates and was genuinely interested in getting to know each other. Respect was mutual and guys paid. It wasn't even a conversation. And in return, women appreciated the time and effort. We had degenerates back then, but we didn't celebrate or accept it. If we're being honest, that stuff stayed in the corner of the community. We had real music. Queen Latifah's Ladies First, Slick Rick Hey Young World, Pete Rock and CL Smooth. They reminisce over you and Souls of Mischief. 93 till infinity. It was definitely a better time for the community.
But when you sit up here and feed propaganda like that, like they did in the 80s and 90s, telling women in our community to be strong and independent and you didn't need a man and all that sort of thing, right? That conversation didn't really come in until really heavy. I'm talking about heavy until after, and I'm going to politics a minute because I have to, after the President Joe Biden now.
And here comes the blame game.
Authored 1994 crime bill by a lot of you black folks favor the Democrat Party, and you know I rail against the Democrat Party on my podcast channel. After a lot of black men were mass incarcerated.
So it's the Democrats' fault. The 1994 crime bill's fault. The voters' fault. It's everybody's fault besides the grown men outside committing crimes and willfully becoming easy targets for the enemy that just told you on national TV that they are coming for you. You're either a smart man operating with intention and purpose, or you're a foolish man operating in pride and willful ignorance. Do I agree with the 1994 crime bill and its implications? No, I don't. But this is not about the crime bill. It is about being smarter than your adversary. But it was many more like this who didn't.
If you out, that mean I'm in charge.
Right after that time, they really start pushing that heavy on the Oprah Winfrey's a lot more. No other woman was getting on TV or nothing saying they didn't need a man. So that was targeted, just like that crime bill was targeted to the black community. And unfortunately, it's a big unfortunate. Unfortunately, some took that mindset, and now, because we live more in the age of knowledge, more realizing the error of their ways, more realizing after they older, man, I shouldn't have did that.
So if we're really going to talk about it, we have to tell the truth. Women became whoever they needed to become to keep a roof over their heads, clothes on their backs, and food in their children's mouths. If that meant public assistance, going back to school, getting a good job, becoming independent, or harboring resentment towards the man that left her, these are the consequences of the decision men made. Believe it or not, the New World Order has already started.
God never intended women to be alone. Listen to me. When woman was created, God said himself, it is not good for a man to be alone. So I'm going to create him a helpmeet. So a woman is supposed to be attached to a man, period, because that is his counterpart.
If you don't see how he just flipped that all around, I don't know what to tell you. Correct. It is not good for men to be alone, yet more and more men have abandoned the warmth and comfort of women for that of other men, and I don't even mean sexually or in a gay way.
Now, sure, you don't have to have a woman. Sure, you don't have to have a man. And not everybody needs to be in a relationship, a marriage, etc. But we talking about the average person, they need that.
Again, this is false and circumstantial. Let me put it like this. If God made men the head and told him to work and take care of, be responsible and find a wife, put away your childish things, and be a man. 1 Corinthians 16:13 literally says, be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. 1 Timothy said, for physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. Why are we telling women it is no flex to be alone when if they get with a man and it doesn't work out? We blame them.
It's not a flex for a woman to be by herself.
If they have a child with said man and it doesn't work, she's marked and shunned as a single mother incompetent to keep a man. In this forbidden culture, this is the curse that follows black women from black men who have dishonored them.
Okay, just like I covered the one last week or so, where the woman said, okay, I got a house, I got a car, I got a career, but I'm not really happy because God, it's never God's intention for you to go do all that. It was meant for you to walk in your femininity, to have a soft life, and let your man worry about getting the house and the cars, and you can assist him. Once you get out of assisting your man in helping the vision happen, then you operating out of the natural order that the Lord set in. Now, you don't have to believe in the Lord you want to. You don't have to believe in natural order. You don't have to believe in nothing. But I believe in it because anything that's outside the natural order, you see, eventually it breaks down. It fails.
And this, my friend, is the black community in a nutshell. Men tell women that their man should provide, which I strongly agree with. But then in the same breath, they also tell them that women shouldn't outrun their man professionally, which I don't necessarily agree with. I do believe, though, women shouldn't exhaust themselves fighting to achieve it all because money isn't everything. God, family, honor, and dignity are what's important. Love is what's important. However, women realize that under this law of God didn't intend for women to do all this. They should get a man to do it and support him. They were left on the losing end, watching their lives pass them by, unfulfilled and miserable. What happens when that man does not or cannot produce? A lot of these guys just aren't motivated or ambitious in the correct ways. This is why both men and women must follow the Lord. Most women are ready to submit to an active participant in a relationship. There's no better feeling than coming home to your family after a long day's work, being faithful, building together, communing with one another, growing and rooting for each other through hard times and the trials of life, traveling together, and having fun. A lot of us have been deceived and are wasting our lives on things that will tarnish us forever and are not important. This is the natural order, gentlemen. Men, women, and children. It started with Adam and ended with Jesus sending his angels to his servant John. This is a man-made issue that is going to require real men to fix it, and the women and children will follow suit. I'm your host, Johnny Ray. Thank you for stopping by. Drop a line. Tell me what's on your mind. Do you agree or disagree? Necessary, never temporary. Let's talk about it.